Good morning. Some of you I know, some of you I don't know. I mean, there's different people with different aspects of jobs and working here. But Jennifer asked me to talk to you right here at the holiday season about scams and identity thefts and what's going on in the world today and how people are trying to take us for a ride. So I got a few things I was going to show you and talk with you and share with you today. The first thing we'll talk about, I guess, is kind of just a common thing. Probably wouldn't affect your business-wise, but I'll tell you kind of what's going on with it. It's called check washing. You ever heard of check washing? Yes. Well, if those of you that haven't, it's where they take your check, you write a check out, and you put it in your mailbox. So you're going to pay your light bill. Well, the first thing you do when you put it in the mailbox is you raise the red flag so the mailman can come get it. Well, today's world, that's exactly what you've done. You've raised the red flag. That means you've got mail there ready to be sent out, usually some type of form of payment. Other than now, of course, we're sending out Christmas cards. But what they're doing is they're coming in, they're getting your check, and they can actually wash the information off your check. If you have the wrong kind of pen that you write your information on there with, they wash the check completely, and you'll never know that there's anything on there. Then they just refill it out to however they want it to be made out to, and they'll go out and cash the check. Got the money, and they're on their way. And I'll show you how to wash a check. Anybody got a check with them? Show you first thing while he's getting that together. Yeah, just tear me one out. I know you got plenty of money, so we'll.
I never seen anybody wash a bad check.
Two ways that they accomplish this, and it all goes back to the type of pen you buy. If you buy a big pen or the ballpoint pen, everybody buys these. Or these are very common because you can buy them at Walmart, Walgreens, whatever. They come in a box of 97 cents a box, and you get 10 of them. And that's what they use. Very bad mistake to use these to write your personal checks with, because these pens will wash. They're going to wash right off, and I'm going to show you how that happens. A gel pen will not wash. That's what we recommend you using. But here's a Papermate, a Bic pen, and a Papermate pen. And I'll just fill this out to me.
Any amount will be fine.
Okay.
He gets paid tomorrow. So
Yeah, that's right. Tomorrow's payday. And I'll swap pens here. I'll make it easy on you. I'll just put it for 100.
Okay. Let me do the misdemeanor.
Yes, right. I'm staying under the 500 limit.
give me your bank information, Damon, and I'll direct deposit his check.
Yeah. I'm going to even forward your name here. All right. I made that out to me for $100. Okay, that's just what you would do. You would write this, and you're writing it to pay your light bill. Of course, you can't pay your light bill with $100, but if you were writing it out, let's say you made it out for $375. They're going to take your check, and they're going to wash this. First thing they're going to do, of course, you understand, this is not just our common people. These are the criminals. They're going to look at it, and they're going to look at your signature. They're probably going to try to practice it out so that they know how it's signed, how you spell it, and what it all is. Take you some acetone. It's all you need. Buy it anywhere. Walmart sells it. Paint store sells it. Take acetone. Take your check, and you just lay it in there. And you just let it wash. Normally, they have all kind of time. They're not on a time restraint. The longer you let this stay, the easier it washes off. It'll take, we'll let it sit in there 4 or 5 minutes. What's going to happen is this check is going to wash. All the writing I put on it is going to come totally off. Everything that's printed by the bank stays the same. Once I let it dry, it'll go right back. Of course, you can see now it's all wet and flimsy. When I let it dry, it's going to go right back to the normal paper. If the smell is going to be gone, you'll never know what happened. They take it and write right over the top of it, send it on their way. If you wrote out a check for, let's say, like I said, $350 for a light bill, you put it in the mail today, most everybody does online banking. 30 days from now, BPU calls, says, you haven't paid your light bill. Oh yeah, I paid it. It's $350. I looked online, I seen where $350 was taken out of my account. Well, it may have been, but it wasn't by you sending it to the light bill. somebody else that stole your check, made it for that same amount, buys them a little more time. It's been in here for less than a minute. I'll just show you how quick it works. And I'll let that dry. Anyway, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to forge your name. They're going to forge, and they're going to make it out to them because they've got fraudulent identification. They're going to go to the bank somewhere, and they say, oh yeah, that's from Mike Wilson. That check's good. He got all kind of money. I'll go ahead and cash that. You know? They've got their, in case they ask for an ID, you know, they've already made them out a fake ID. That's not a problem. They cash this and they're on their way. And then you're wondering, how did they get my check? You know? And so that's what's happening. You take this and you write it with a gel pen, it's not going to happen. Just in that quick of time, it's dry, it's already drying back out. Smell's about to leave. Pass that back around there. And it's just that simple. And the harder you press on it, some of the other kind of pens sometimes take a little longer, you know, but like I said, they got nothing but time. So they're going to put it in there and they'll just let it sit. They let it sit for. The gel pen will not come off. It won't come off.
I just have imagination that it would be just the opposite, that the gel would come off.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And not an ink pen.
It's you can't get it to wash off. But these pens for your own personal use and knowledge are not good to write checks with. This is as bad as the old pens you used to get that had an eraser on them. You know, this is just about as bad. So good for playing golf, but not too good for this. But anyway, when the check gets back to you there, Mike, you got it and you're good to go.
Can you do this with your electric bill?
No one will ever know that has happened. So again, that's not going to affect you in your business as much because you're not going to know it. That's just kind of you as the actual owner of the check, give you a little knowledge of what's happening. And nobody's doesn't know that has happened to them. They're going to think, the majority of the people, we've had some report it to us, they think that someone had just stolen it out of their checkbook, you know, which is a common thing when they break in businesses. If you have checkbooks there, they always steal checks out of the middle, you know, and then they cash those. It takes a while for them to be found out, and that's what they're going to think on that check. And it takes a little while to track that down. But anyway, that's how you wash your check. Acetone, little container, you're good to go. Tweezers, you're set. The next thing is probably going to be a little more effective to you in your business if people pay with cash. I'm going to talk to you about counterfeit money. Not a lot of people pay with cash anymore, but those that do. And some people don't understand and know what counterfeit money is or what it looks like. I've got some money in my pocket, some real, some counterfeit. I'll pass it out to you and let you look it over and you can tell me if you think this is real or counterfeit. Here's some bills you can start passing around. I'll just give you one apiece there. You can spread them around. You can tell me if you think the one you had is counterfeit or real. Some are very obvious to tell. And some you can't tell. And some look real. Some that are real look counterfeit. So unless you know what you're looking for, it's hard to tell. The people we have around here, the technology that they have that we come across, have a hard time doing counterfeit money. They don't have the technology to buy the high-end printers that you got to have, the copy machines you got to have. Some of the larger crooks that are into it, that do it for a living, other than just trying to make some extra money, you know, to buy some drugs or something, they usually have the larger end printers and copiers. So pass those around there. The ones of you that have seen them, do you think the bill you had was a counterfeit one or a real one?
Counterfeit.
And what makes you think it's counterfeit?
I could put it in $5. It's $5. It doesn't have all this around it.
Right.
This one doesn't have a hologram or the strip.
Doesn't have the strip in it? Does anybody know what the strip does in a bill? Does anybody ever pay attention to what the strip does in a bill? The strip has the amount